Hello and welcome back to the channel. This message is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of August. Remember, time is fluid, so it can resonate for you at any time. It is a general message. My communication has been so weird since Mercury shadow. So, it is a general message, so it may or may not resonate with you. If it does not resonate with you, I highly suggest checking your other placements. I do not read reversals in any reading, so you won't see those here. I have laid out cards from the Animal Spirit or the Spirit Animal Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. I've laid out 4 of them. Obviously, I'm going through a throat chakra update upgrade. So I've laid 4 of them out for you. We're going to go over those, and then I will pull clarifying cards on top of those as well. Somebody does not want this message out. Just saying. The overall energy for this reading is the Elephant Spirit, learn from the past, the number 25. This is the card on the bottom of the deck. Now, elephants, I don't know if you know this fun fact, but most people do. Elephants remember everything from the beginning of time, and they just have and hold all of those memories. So, what Elephant Spirit says is to respect the wisdom of the elders. Learn from everything that has happened since the beginning of time and in the beginning of your time, right? Memory does matter. Legacy, strength, and dignity all matter as well. So remembering the legacy that your ancestors have put into play for you, remembering your purpose, your why, the reason you're here, what you're here to do. Acknowledge the past and learn from it is one of the biggest things. Visiting the past to only understand, to understand, right? To understand what you need to do to move forward, taking that knowledge and wisdom with you into the future. What stories are you telling yourself? The past that you revisit, you can visit the relationships or the friendships or past, choices that you've made, and you could tell yourself a story about them. But what story will you tell yourself? Will they be a story of truth and dignity and authenticity that you learned from the past? Or will they be, the opposite? Will they be a lie and things that you have to cover up and feel shame about? So we want to be very mindful that we take the positive story and the lesson because of grace. We need to show ourselves grace in those situations. We only know what we know until we know better, right? And then we do better. Learning and growing is really the key for this. Now, in this, there is a highlighted third eye and crown chakra in this. Okay, so you're going through a third eye and crown chakra upgrade at this time. There's also war paint on this elephant. Okay, and war paint actually represents an activation of power for you, your power. The number 7, 2 plus 5 is 7, right? So the number 7 talks about reflecting and reassessing and planning. So with Mercury being in retrograde during the month of August, this is absolutely fitting. Now, the first card that came out is Bobcat Spirit, Life is a Mystery, the number 8. Bobcat talks about, like, the life is a mystery part is the logic, right? Not everything is going to make logical sense. You'll just have to focus in on your intuition and the way you feel about something. You won't be able to predict during this time, right? You'll have to be the observer in your situation and really trust and let all things be revealed to you through spirit. When you're the observer, you're able to see between the lines, right? Read between the lines. You don't have to physically know or try to guess or logically think about anything. You can just sit back, soften your gaze, and really just observe what's going on around you. Observe how people are, how you are, what's being projected, what's being spoken through spirit for you. Really pay attention to that. Trust the signs and synchronicities right now and very much trust your intuition. The third eye is also being highlighted in this card. And the number 8 talks about abundance and power and movement. So you're going to be moving through this new chapter. Now I'm seeing the number 1 here is Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. Now, in this, it talks about working together, but it also talks about accepting help. Maybe you're somebody who is extremely independent and has a really hard time asking other people for help or for guidance. This is a time to co-create with others and co-create with spirit. Put your spiritual practices into play to avoid distractions at this time as well. Okay. Request help from spirit. If you need guidance, if you have questions, if you don't know where you're going or what you're doing or why something feels the way it does, just ask spirit and be open to receiving that knowledge as well. It being in that observer position will allow you to receive the knowledge that you're asking for. The crown chakra is highlighted in this as well. Both ants have crowns on them. Now, puzzle pieces talk about things coming together. Okay, when the entire puzzle is together, it is whole, right? But right now, it's like pieces and parts are not fully formed and they haven't come together quite yet, but they are going to. Trust that it's coming together. And number 1 talks about new beginnings. The next card we have is the Wolf Spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom, number 67. So the Wolf Spirit talks about integration, integrating the knowledge that you have, integrating it into your body, mind, and soul. So you can turn that into wisdom to teach others, to really embrace all that you have learned up until now. It says to have loyalty to your dreams and to your soul. What are you longing to do in this life? What is your purpose? What is your goal here, right? You are the one you've been waiting for. This is standing in your power, fully standing in your power, because you are completely in alignment with your destiny at this time. The wings around his eyes, on the wolf's eyes, wings in general represent your angels and your spirit guides and your spirit team really being there for you and guiding you on this path. The number 4, which is 6 plus 7, right, equals 13, which is 1 plus 3 is 4. So it is foundations, stabilities, and stagnation. Okay, so if you're finding yourself being stagnant at this time, I'm hearing don't always look at it as stagnation. Look at it as a time for reflection. Beautiful. You could also be working on your stability and your foundations at this time. With this collaborating with other people, it could be something brand new that you're starting. Now we also have Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. That's the number 60. The Swan Spirit, swans talk about mating for life, okay? It's soulmate energy. It is divine, twin flame, divine union energy. But it also talks about diving deeper than what is easily available to see, right? What is on the surface. During this time, you're going to need deeper awareness so you can fully understand what's taking place in your life. Not all is as it seems at this time. Okay. So going deeper and seeing a different perspective, maybe of yourself, maybe of other people, understanding a why for something. That's what keeps happening, understanding the why. Um, People can only meet you as deeply as they met themselves, right? And you can only meet people as deeply as you've met yourself. So if you're trying to have deeper connections with other people, then it's really time to dive much deeper within yourself and understand where you can connect better with other people, right? Don't judge people superficially at this time. Lead with grace. Try to understand people and lead with forgiveness, because not everything is crystal clear all the time. I always say that it's never black and white, it's always gray. There's always gray area because there's a balance. There has to be a balance. Now, the crown chakra is very much highlighted in this as well. So there is a lot of crown chakra activation happening for you. There's also third eye activation happening for you. You can focus on doing those meditations as well. The peonies, I don't even know if that's what they really are, but that's the first word that came to mind. And I don't know all the flowers, you guys, so that looks like peonies to me. So the peony actually stands for prosperity and good fortune. And it's very, very often given out at weddings or used at weddings. Okay, it's because of the prosperity. And the number 6 talks about community, help, and support and relationships. So it's really opening up to other people, understanding other people at this time, and trusting that there is a divine plan for all of this. I'm going to pull clarifying cards for each one of these to just go a little deeper and see what they're about. Tell me about Bobcat Spirit. The Knight of Wands. The Four of Cups. High Priestess. Okay. So what's interesting is the first message I heard was you're running away from an option. Because the way that these cards came out and the way they're laying here, right? Is it's like there is an offer being made here, but you're going the other way. Okay? You're focused on these 3, and it's like you don't even honestly see this option here. That's kind of Spirit's kind of handing it to you, and you're charging ahead instead of maybe looking at that option. So maybe there's like something deeper within that you need to, maybe it's spiritually led, this option, right? Because it's coming right out of thin air. It's like a spiritually led option that you're not fully seeing. And then the High Priestess down here talks about gaining like that knowledge, gaining wisdom. With an emphasis on that crown chakra again. So it's like you're still gaining knowledge and wisdom around maybe an offer that you had. It could be work, love, life, whatever this is for you. But you're still like full steam ahead going in another direction. So maybe slow down and really try to look within that and see what it is that you could be missing. It's like you're waiting for something better, is what I just heard. The 3 of Wands is at the bottom. You're waiting for something. Okay. Ant Spirit. Yowza, that's quite a bit of cards, Spirit. Not gonna lie. A little bit too many. The Justice, the Sun, and the 4 of Swords. Okay. So Justice talks about balance. Okay, balancing things out, things coming into balance, right? In this image, the scales are even. and the sword is up, the sword of truth. So there's maybe some clarity is going to come in around healing that has been done or healing that needs to take place. We have the 5 of Wands on the bottom, the 8 of Swords on the bottom as well. So there could have been some competition, some conflict, some chaos that really kept you stuck in your head around a situation. But I think that's going to be cleared up and healed and come back into balance. So you are able to work with other people, to co-create with other people. Wolf spirit. Page of Swords. So communication, possibly. Death card. And the 10 of Cups. The Tower is peeking out right here. Okay, and Temperance is on the bottom. So turning knowledge into wisdom. If we take that and we look at the Page of Swords, it's like there could be communication coming in around an ending that needs to happen in order for happiness to take place. Maybe you are the one that needs to communicate, right? Because you're the one you've been waiting for. That's what this card represents. You need to possibly communicate to someone else in order to have a cycle end and you can move on to happiness. It could also be that there is a foundation that is changing, or stability, or maybe stagnation is going to end for you. With Temperance on the bottom, it's like you're transmuting. Oh, yeah, you're transmuting this sadness, this pain. Maybe even apathy. Maybe you're not really feeling a whole lot and you need to end that cycle to feel happiness. The truth about using discernment over a new beginning, maybe even a relationship. But you've been really blocked off to it, or really in your head around it because of stability, because of foundations. The Chariot, but there will be movement. Ace of Cups on the bottom, because you actually truly either love this person or love this thing, or there's something that is really fulfilling about this. Swan spirit. The Hanged Man. Hanged Man talks about a perspective change. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge. So he also has the sun around his head here. Like a beam or ray of sunshine around him. He's gaining enlightenment, gaining more knowledge. Swan spirit. Five of Cups. 8 of Wands. The Moon. The 9 of Pentacles. Wow. So it's interesting, right? Because the swan is about partnerships and swans mate for life, right? So if we're looking at that, it's almost like you might be scared. You might be scared of working with another person in a close, intimate relationship. It could be work partners as well, like collaborating you can do in any way. But it could be that you're gaining perspective of the sadness that has happened over your life. And I think it's caused some type of illusion that you had to stay single, that you had to stay by yourself, that you had to be like a bachelor for the rest of your life or something. And that could have been the illusion. I think it's caused you some pain, and I think you're going to be going within and looking deeper at that aspect of yourself And using that elephant spirit, right? The turning the knowledge into wisdom, understanding that even if things happened one way in the past, 2002 on my recording 2002, so mirroring, right? So even if things have happened in the past that were painful or that they were some sort of, hurtful situation, maybe you lost all your money, you lost your home, you lost marriage, you lost children, whatever this is for you, it does not have to look the same in the future because you have learned the lesson and taken that knowledge and turned it into wisdom. You can take the wisdom and bring that with you into the future and not repeat the same cycle because you know what to look for. You trust your intuition more. So silence, here I'm honestly like hearing silence, hearing nothing. I think you need to silence the mind, really go within yourself into the depths and understand like what it truly would mean to you to connect with other people, because this is loneliness, really. I think you're ending a cycle, you're letting some things go. Spirit, what do we have for advice or guidance for Pisces sun moon rising for August? Five of Wands, Six of Pentacles, King of Swords. We also have the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck over here, so that's like a true pair. And then the Lovers. Yeah, this really could be a love situation. We have the Page of Wands, and then the Wheel of Fortune is peeking out right here, and so is the Star. The Page of Wands talks about going on a new, passionate adventure, something that is going to be fulfilling for you. Starting something new. Like the Page energy is innocence, and Wands energy is more like creativity, passion, things that spark your interest. I think that there could be some conflict within you about an equal give and take. And maybe you're focused on how a traditional relationship should work and really like going by the book. And I think that it may have caused you some of this heartbreak. And that doesn't have to apply for everybody, but it's a message for someone, I suppose. The other message I'm getting is that instead of focusing on this conflict, this constant fighting and bickering, it's like if you were to use your discernment and understand that there is always an equal give and take, it is going to make a harmonious relationship. But not everything is logical, which came up already, right? Not everything can be explained with logic. There are just feelings that you can't explain sometimes, right? I have things all the time that I wish I could fucking explain, but like spiritual, when I go through any spiritual awakening or have any like synchronicities or something and I go to explain it to somebody, it's like there are no words to explain what I'm trying to say. I think a relationship or friendship or whatever collaboration will come together once we get to a point of that, using our discernment, doing things. If you have boundaries, setting those boundaries, right? Understanding what needs to be given equally back and forth. What are your expectations? Now, I've been using these interactive cards here. I've been using them for inner child questions, right? Inner child healing questions. They're actually used for parts therapy, like parts work therapy. They're beautiful cards. So I'm going to see what Pisces inner child healing looks like for August. Inner child healing for Pisces. Interesting. Let's see that. All right, the bottom of the deck. The knight in shining armor, right? You are your knight in shining armor. You are the one who's going to save you. Oh, look, there are two under here. No joke, dude. And they're like complete opposites. Holy shit. Okay. So this is the first card that came out. Now, the first thing that came to mind was rage, right? This was the card that was hidden underneath it. The complete opposite, right? So it's like finding peace. There's a lotus down here. Lotuses grow through the mud, right? You can go through so much shit in your life on a constant basis, on a daily basis, even, and still be able to find peace within that. So there could be something around rage or resentment or anger or something that you have hidden beneath the surface that really needs tending to. It really needs nurturing. I think that you may need to do a little bit more daydreaming, a little more resting, a little more grounding, being in nature. Because it's almost like you have this dictator or this person or this thought or belief or programming inside of you. Maybe it's like father issues, maybe it's like father wounds. You could have been, your father could have been rageful or condescending, is the look I'm getting here is like condescending. You could have had to deal with that for most of your life. And so now when you make choices, you are looking at it as, how is this other person going to feel about it? Are they going to be condescending, or are they going to, rage out at me, or however that may look for you. But the last card here is this masculine feminine card. It's like balancing the two. Balancing the creative side of yourself and nurturing yourself, and also taking action toward your goals, toward what it is you'd like to do or be or have or whatever. I'm getting a message that you can take off your armor. You can take off the armor. You no longer need it to protect you, because this is who you are, truly. This is who you truly are underneath all of that. Underneath all of this rage, this condescending feeling, behavior, this however this was implanted and programmed into your subconscious mind, it's not who you are. And that may be something here that you're healing. Like maybe you're healing this aspect of yourself, understanding that it's not your fault, that you didn't do this. Like it happened to you, but it doesn't mean that you have to hold that forever. Like it's like almost like this victim mentality that maybe you didn't fully recognize as that. And when you do this deeper dive, you're going to find out, oh shit, that's that's what's been blocking me this entire time. It's been my belief around something or how someone treated me in the past, but that's not my story. Because this is your story. Yeah. Wow. That was a very, very deep reading, honestly. I am honored to have done that for you. If it resonated for you and you would like a personal reading, you can find that in the description box below. Also, if it resonated for you, I would like to hear some comments. So please put some comments below if you're feeling open to it or feeling guided to share. Um, if it didn't resonate for you, again, please check your other placements. There could be something in there for you. I appreciate you being here so much, and please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of the readings like this. But if this is where we part, then I'll see you